Hey everyone, this is Sugandha and you're watching Ready for SS English, and I hope so you all are well and you all are waiting for my sessions and you all are watching my sessions, right? So today we will be discussing something very interesting, but before that make sure to subscribe this channel if you're watching me for the very first time, and do hit that cute notification bell icon so that you could get my updates whenever new sessions are uploaded on this channel, right? So let's get started with it. As you can see that today we will be discussing about the challenges which you need to face and which you might face as an HR. Yes. So first of all, very first is right person at right place. Yes. This is a big hurdle, or you can say this is a big responsibility to place a right person at right time, which is not that easy. We need to do so much sourcing, screening, and conducting various kind of interviews, multiple interviews, and background verifications, reference checks, and that too, it's not easy to find the right person at the right time, right? So this can be a big hurdle. So we need to be organized. We need to grab the attention of the candidate by adopting various kind of sourcing techniques, by putting the job postings in a very attractive way, by offering them good incentives, benefits, so that we could get the candidates, right? But that is not that easy. So we need to organize a lot of things simultaneously so that we could get our candidates at the right time, right? Second, another difficult thing is training the employees. Now, everybody comes from different background. There is a big hurdle to make them get settled in the same culture and train them as per the company, because everybody is from a different caste, community, religion, from a different background. So they are not able to get mixed up so easily, and at times they are not ready to get trained from their supervisors, from their mentors. Another big responsibility on HR is to find a good mentor, to find a good supervisor, to train them as per the needs. It could be that a person is good manager, a person is a good supervisor, but he is not good trainer. He is not good mentor. He or she is not good mentor or a trainer. Then what? How we will deal with the situation? We have to hire the trainer from external sources, right? So this is a big hurdle. This is a challenge for us, because we have to evaluate each and every factor while hiring an external trainer. That first of all, that trainer should be aware about everything of the organization, means the profile and what kind of training he or she need to impart to our employees, to our new joinees, so that they get settled down soon and they are able to understand what kind of work and how to perform it. Now, third is gender disparity, and this is the very common, because at times it happens that males are not treated well. At times it happens females are not treated that well. There are few job positions, especially like if we say that there is a if you talk about information executive, if we talk about a receptionist, then it's normally considered over in India that female receptionists look good, right? And they can converse well. But there are certain males in the hotel industry, especially, they are so good, they can converse well, they can interact well. But there is a dilemma regarding the male executives, male front desk executives, right? So there are certain profiles. Not only this, means this was just an example, there are certain profiles where gender disparity is there. Same way, when a female is promoted from a lower position to the higher position, then also so many people think that how we can promote her, what are the credentials, what experience she hold, and she is a female, she would be taking more leaves for her family, right? These kind of things come in between when we try to promote any gender, right? So this is not only, I'm not talking about like I'm a female, so I'm a female chauvinist, or only a male chauvinist. I'm talking about gender disparity, and that is very common. It could be bias for male or it could be bias for female, right? So this is a big challenge in front of HR, because many employees would be coming to the HR and they would be, explaining those society old traditional conventional things regarding male or female, that they're suitable for this job, they're suitable for this job, right? So we need to come out of this, we need to counsel them, we need to motivate them that yes, their positions are there. You don't need to get demotivated if any female is going at a managerial position or if a male is getting a good position, right? So we need to balance it, and that is a big challenge for us. Same way, fourth is preferences. This is a very common thing. I don't know why it prevails in society that they actually prefer their own caste, their own religion, their own community, their own neighborhood, relatives, instead of skills, qualification, experience, right? So this becomes a big hurdle. This becomes a big challenge for HR. It happens many times that being an HR, people say that we would be hiring this community people, we would be hiring this caste people, because it will be, a lot of people will be of the same caste, and we would be having a proper group, and then we could perform well in the company. We would be having a different say, we would be having high say in the company if so many people are from different from the same caste. Means if we are in HR, or if somebody, if hiring manager is there, then he could say that no, I need this caste person. This is very common, right? Like if hiring manager is there, he is stuck, or you can say he is stuck on certain points that no, I need a person with this caste, or only then only I will include him in my team, or then only I will include her in my team, right? So this is a big hurdle, because we this is a big challenge, or you can say hurdle, that as an HR, we should never give preference to such things. We should explain, or you can say we should discuss with the hiring manager or any person who is saying such things, that these things won't be preferred, and we are not making a company based on any caste or religion or community. We are making the company on what basis? On the preferences. On what kind of preferences? On the eligibility criteria. And what eligibility criteria? Now preference here means eligibility criteria. What kind of eligibility criteria? Based on skills, experience, right? These kind of things. Okay, so this is a challenge. This becomes a big challenge, especially working over here as an HR. Next is fifth is company culture, and that is really difficult to counsel the people and to motivate them to follow the company culture, because they are coming from different rules and regulation kind of from the society, and they wanted to act like this only, because many people are there who are very casual in getting up early, or being punctual, or you can say being honest, being disciplined. They are like, I would be like this, not following the uniform rules. These things are really a challenge for them, because we can't we can't do it like this always, that no, we are HR, so you have to follow this. We have to motivate them, we have to counsel them, we have to train them, we have to conduct certain good sessions for them to actually make them aware about the company culture. We should focus on strong team building, strong company cultures, strong team building, so that they can perform well in teams, and they can perform well in the departments, in the groups, right? Next is change management, and this is also very difficult, because if we will try to change anything, there will be problems, especially with the senior people. Yes, organization flooded with the senior people normally don't want to change, and this is a very common practice. This is a very common thing. They always have different kind of psychology by saying that why we need change. This is already a good master plan. This is already a good plan. We are already with the market standards and with the market things, we don't need to change. Because what happens is, when change management is to be done, then need those senior people need to do so much in themselves, need to change themselves a lot. Yes, because they have to learn so much things, and now they are on their comfort seats. They don't want to change. They are you can say they are feeling good about working 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they think that they have gained enough experience, that they know everything, and whenever any change comes, then they have to move from their seats, and they also have to do certain things, right? So what we can do is, this is something, when we are planning change management, always include senior people into this. Yes, You need to include them by saying that you have to make certain policies, or you have to make the policy implementation part for us, like how to implement these policies. Then if you would be giving, the opportunity to do something to them, then yes, obviously they have to do. First of all, they would be having different excuses not to do, but yes, they would be acting because they have got the responsibility for doing it. Okay, so this becomes a challenge because senior people are not ready to understand. And it could be that even the lower position people, lower staff would be having issues with the change management, but we have to do it by tact, or you can say by trick, right? Next comes is conflict resolution. That now again, conflict resolution is a big thing because everybody is having some or the other. Whatever we do, even if we provide their salary, benefits, incentives on time, and as per their needs and as per their demands, then also they would be having some or the other conflict, right? So we need to solve them, and this is a big challenge because sometimes they would be coming in groups, and sometimes there will be so much quarrels. So we need to resolve those quarrels. Okay, next, another challenge is retention. Retaining the employees is a big challenge for us because you know we are doing a process of hiring. That's fine, we have trained them, now they are working, now they have learned everything, now they wanted to move. They don't want to retain here, they don't want to stick to this place. Now we have to do certain things, good employment engagement activities, good certifications we have to introduce, so that they think that yes, they are growing with this company. We need to do alterations, we need to do so much alterations, we need to get into their minds, we need to ask them, we need to counsel them. So this is a big challenge because anybody can leave anytime, no matter what we are doing for them, but still they can leave anytime. So this is on our, you can say, this burden is always on our shoulders to retain employees in the company, right? Next is, again, it's very important, and you can say legal compliances. So many compliances are there which even the companies are not following, and this is the responsibility of HR. If they are aware about the statutory compliances, that certain compliances we are not following, so we must make company aware that they have to follow it. That's why I always say, please learn out statutory compliances, because if you are not aware, then how you will tell the company to follow it? And there are certain huge you can say penalties or fines which can be imposed on the company if they are not following certain legal compliances or statutory compliances based on acts, right? So we must know what act says about our company. If it's by mistake, there are so many there are options available, there are rectification or ratification options available in every act, right? If we have avoided any compliance just because of ignorance or just because of mistake, then yes, ratification is available in almost every act. Okay, but we must understand it that yes, we have to do it. Fine. Now here's in the list last, and that is workplace safety, which is very important. Workplace safety is really important. We need to concentrate on this, that all the safety standards are being followed, or employees are working in good conditions, they are following all the safety measures, because the workers working, it could be that workers working inside factories, inside manufacturing units, they need the special gloves, they need special safeties. So we must ensure that these safety measures are regularly checked and they are using it, right? There are so many safety measures which should be implemented in company properly, and we must see to it. This is a big challenge because when the company is growing, when the people are there, when so much labor and employees are employed, then safety becomes a big issue, or you can say a problem, or you can say a main thing or a mainstream thing which we must understand that yes, we should take care of the workplace safety, we should take care of the employees or the labor safety, right? So I hope so this was helpful. If it's helpful, then please do let me know in the comment box. And yes, so many sessions would be coming, so keep watching, keep motivating. me as well. Keep supporting me. Stay happy, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.